Back up on the scene, nah, I mean.
Sit where I'm sitting, sip what I'm sipping, spit what I'm spitting. Take a listen to what they kicking. It ain't a topic that's out there that's too specific. We gon' talk about it and they gon' listen. This here's a revolution for all I mentioned. This here's some Novocaine just to numb your system. Weekly doses issues, get your prescription. Life and fan, but we ain't missed it. That's true, 6 rings around. Ask Mike and Pip. You got a topic, how to spit. We gon' rip. It's Season 7 coming to you live. We up in this. Hey, Season 7. We up in this. Life gon' be life, okay? 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 Life gon' be life, okay?
We talking life. 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 We talking life.
Season 7, you ready?
Yes, sir. Man, listen, lifers, we are back. We got a little something extra for y'all. A little, exclusive. I told y'all we cooking and giving exclusive. So look, one half of the dynamic duo not here, celebrating the 20th once again. Shout out to the Dysons. Hope y'all having a beautiful time. I am blessed and privileged. I got my little brother in the building.
Yes,
Psalms.
sir. Yes, sir.
Man, introduce yourself, man. Tell us a little bit about you, man. What's happening with you?
Hey, I go by that boy Psalms, aka the Fire Starter, aka the realest you ever seen. And yeah, man, I'm just privileged to be here, man. Aka D-Easy little brother, aka the other half of Christ team. You know how we get down.
Yeah, man. So look, I kind of put a little title together for tonight, and I came up with "This Too Shall Pass." So when you hear that, man, like "This Too Shall Pass," what comes to your mind? Like, what do you think of?
Man, that is such a fitting topic, man. When I think of that particular phrase, I think of whatever obstacle, right? Whatever you dealing with it, whatever roadblock, like whatever you going through, just know it's temporary. Like the seasons, it's temporary, man, and you just got to keep pushing through. I know it firsthand, just kind of dealing with personal issues within myself, but and going through just life issues, and you gotta push through. You gotta find the energy, you gotta find that resource. But yeah, it bring back memories. It's afraid. Yeah, man. But yeah, definitely.
That's what's up, man. This too shall pass. You know what I think of, man, or better yet, do you know what I thought of when that crossed my mind?
What's that?
I thought about you, man. Real talk. What I thought about, man, so, you know what I'm saying, just to keep it a bean, because a lot of people will be like, oh, somebody gassing. Keep it all the way honest, man. We're approaching 30 years that since we've met, and we're legally made to have a brotherhood before the bond could happen. And I say that because I don't know about you, but I didn't like you. You know what I'm saying? I did not like you at all. And I don't know if the feeling was mutual. I don't know if you was like, yo, who's dude that just automatically got his own room, and I don't know what like.
So
what did you feel about me, baby? It like,
you know what? Real talk. I gotta be 100% honest. I'm a talker too, so you gotta tell me to wrap it up if I get carried away. But two things come to mind when I think about that. Something you ain't never ever know. Obviously, the people out there, they don't know we got other family that's involved in this too. And I kind of feel like God gave me a preview with this for my half sister, because the situation kind of came about where she moved in with us, lived, her life was going to be part of our life. And at that particular point in time, I'm kind of like gassed up on TV, watching the Cosbys. I'm like, okay, we got another sibling, and she came into the fold, and this big sister, she made it known she was big sister, whipping me up. So so to that point, it was at the beginning, it was a situation that was met with love. It wasn't 100% reciprocated at first, but then we became thick as thieves. So going into the situation, what was so crazy about you coming here was something you never knew about me. Where I was at that particular point in time in life, teenager, going through all the dumb stuff that a teenager will go through. I was out of that kid phase, right? I was out of that looking for dad for advice, looking for the hero and pops and all of that. So I was looking for somebody that could kind of show me, what it looked like to be, a man or a figure, somebody that was doing life. And early on, just because of the vicinity where we moved at, I had a image of somebody who I thought was going to be that person. Like I'm like looking at God, I'm having conversations with God, like, hey, I need a big brother. I need somebody, sibling, somebody that I could just look to, even if it wasn't, a big brother, whatever. And that was a whole crash out situation. So I was just, hey, God, whatever you got for me. So then I didn't know like all of the stuff about you. Mom gassed me up on the things that we had in common. So she was like, he draw and he like music. I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But real talk though, I felt it when it came in. Like I was kind of like your shadow. You ain't know it. Like I was determined. Like it became a situation where I was just like, I'm either gonna get on his nerves or I'm gonna make him like me. And then I was cool with the in between. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I could get it to the point where he ain't trying to beat me up like how Big Sis was trying to do, but then at the same time he's looking out for me. Hey, that's the middle ground. Hey.
Yeah, man. Look, so like I said, we kind of gave y'all that just to know like everything ain't always been sweet. Just in hindsight, man, I kind of realized that I've known people longer than you, but from start to finish, going on 30 years, I ain't had a friend as long as you, and that was kind of crazy. We done had some ups, some downs, and some in betweens. You know what I'm saying? So again, when the thoughts of this too shall pass came to my mind, it was met immediately with you. And so by the same things, man, that people have said about me, I see the same things in you. So I want to kind of start just to talk about like your passion for music, because that's one of the things that you said, hey, I heard this from Jump, his love of music. Talk to us about your music, what you do, any projects you got cooking, like what's up?
Yeah, man. Well, first off, man, like I gotta say that the love for music was, I didn't even know it was even really there for real. When I first started listening to music, it was one of those things I had to sneak and do. And so then by the time you had hit the scene, it was just like, oh, I can listen for real. Like ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't listen to this. So like at that particular point in time, it was conceptual. It was listening in, and then again, me being a little brother following, behind big brother, I'm seeing some of the things that you were doing with the earphones, two-way, using it as being able to listen and being able to record into, the tape deck secrets, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, what? And I'm talking about clean recording, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay. But to that point, I'm also looking at what I would have normally seen on TV when I'm normally seeing in the videos, like I'm seeing in real life, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, this is what's up, you know what I'm saying? It ain't just poetry, like this dude's spitting. So, it kind of thrived there. And then I'm realizing, okay, the music that I'm listening to and the people I'm listening to, like, I hate to say it, you know what I'm saying? It was a mature thing in the season, but I'm like, they trash. Like I'm like, I could think of something better than that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm listening to a human encyclopedia over here, like. I was just like, so it was more of a challenge in myself, when we was in high school, going around the tables, trying to, come up with the one liner or the the next person that's been ready to
Yeah.
get. I was quick with it. I just didn't know how to format it. So
Yeah.
Eventually kind of like taking tips, finding my little niche, finding my style. Like, it became more of just something that I did as a hobby. Like it became something as a for real outlet. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't realize like the things that I'm messing around with on the keyboard or playing around with this sound or playing around with these words or matching them together, like it would come together the way that it did. So eventually it grew to an all out of, obsession. I threw it away for a little bit. The people I was rolling with kind of made it seem as if it was like not a hip thing to be able to do, right? You know what I'm saying? Or not to be able to do it and have sense. So that was my thing, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not finna ready to be one of these, little people out on the corner, making these horrible decisions. Like I had made, I'm not gonna say a choice decision early on, but I decided to be a dad early on. So you know what I'm saying? Early on I had eyes on me, you know what I'm saying? And with me having eyes on me, like, it's cool to do some dumb things, but then when you see them dumb things being repeated, you're like, nah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy you said that because like I remember really like trying to do my thing even more so when I came here. And being on all these particular shows, and battling and all the things that was taking place. And then boom, now I become a parent. And I chose to put down that to try to focus on being be a dad, period. Because I didn't know. I went from being in the crib with y'all, right?
Yeah.
And immediately leaving out of the house as a minor and becoming a parent. You know what I'm saying? So I know what that's like to really decide like, hey, oh, somebody watching me. You know what I'm saying? I got to make a better choice. So when you started out with music, like it was similar to me, you was a secular rapper. Yep. And I think you went by the name of what, 10K? Was that 10K. it? 10K. So the real quick story time before I ask you this,
my God.
So boom, I move out the crib, you know what I'm saying? Yep. So even though I'm out, I'm always looking after you, you know what I'm saying? I'm always watching, I always know what's up.
Right.
And so everybody keeps telling me, yo, your little brother's rapping, your little brother rapping. I had heard you rap quite a bit, and in all honesty, and it's different now. Dude, we talking about 30 years ago. I thought you were trash. And again, it's because of what you said. Somebody that really focused on the cadence and a lyrical content, a storytelling content versus when I first came here and just kind of hearing that structure. And there, I ain't gonna lie, there was some very lyrical people in St. Louis at that time.
Oh yeah.
But the area that I was first exposed to and not being able to, get around no car yet, that wasn't there. So I'm like, dude, trash, right? So I go over our mutual partner crib, man, and we getting ready to hoop. And lo and behold, he like, yo, peep out your brother's new song, Brandon, da-da-da-da-da. First time, I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, this dude done went to work. So you became a very, very strong secular rapper.
Yeah.
At some point, that stopped. What caused or what happened in your life? Like, what made you put down the secular penmanship and go, you know what I'm saying, like a more spiritual, holy route? How did that happen?
So it's funny that you tell that story because it's rooted in that story, right? So
what you mean?
So what people don't know is I think I legitimately, I can't even remember what it would have been that I would have wrote or came up with. But early on, I came and asked you like something that I wrote, like what you thought about it. And your facial expressions tell it all. Like So like regardless of what you said,
Yeah.
I said nah, that
Yeah.
wasn't it. So from that, I left, went, and I said I'm gonna come up with my best, and I never forget it because I whatever it was that I came up with, I think I had even worked up enough nerve to spit it for you in front of our house. And you was like, and it might have even been like, it might have been like a flow session. It might have been some other people there, but it was a different look. And you shook your head and you was just like, okay. I see you working with something, but then you challenged me to come up with something with no curse words in it. So I'm just like, oh, here we go. So what people need to understand, the gap that you just talked about in regards to putting the pen down, different things like that. Like, I think that kind of came into that time frame, because during the end, I'm working, but obviously you work, you out the house, you doing different things. So there wasn't a meet back in the middle. That never came apart. So now when I do come back home, and I don't know what it was, working crazy enough, I hear Corey, our brother, playing the track. And this track, and he's spitting. At that time too, I had found my cadence. I found my thing that I liked. I wanted to tell stories, but it had to be in a tongue twist. It had to be in a tongue twist. So in that, I'm just like, okay, I come home and our little brother, he's spitting the verse, and I know he did not write it. I know he didn't write it. So I'm just like, and it's clean, and I'm like, what? And he told me, he was just like, D wrote this, and it was a back and forth type thing too. And
hey, what if I could tell you I still remember that?
So I'm like, hold up.
NBC, the stay down with Jesus.
So I'm like, I heard it, bro. Like when I heard it, I was just like, no, he did it. So like I was determined. Like I was and crazy enough, you didn't know it at that time. Like that was my cadence. That's where I could find my comfort. So I'm like, if anything, I know I ain't on the East Coast level yet. I was trying to still formulate my poems and stuff, and I did find my niche, but I was just like, I can't do that. I can't do that and impress them just yet. But this I got. So I went, and then obviously our mutual friends, they don't even really know it at that particular point in time, but it was more or less them being like, y'all first stage. Like y'all don't even know it. Like, and even to that point, like I would have been interested to hear what you would have thought about their individual styles, where they were, because they could have took the grooming, real talk, you know what I'm saying? But after that, like after I had wrote that and I had heard it, I'm just like, yeah, big brother, no, I'm ready to work with him. So like, but again, lifing, doing this thing. Came full circle where I was in life. I'm like, man, like this ain't what it is no more. You know what I'm saying? I graduated from college, looking for something that I could get my foot into the door. We had 9/11 things happen. So what I went to college for, I can't excel now. That's a full halt. So it's restart. And crazy enough, where the guy positioned me, and I never tripped off of it until me and you had our 30 for 30 conversation. And he put me right back at the person who I was learning from all at the beginning. And that was putting me where you was. And we now working with each other again. Right. So it was a blessing just to be back.
Which was crazy. Yeah. Which was crazy because again, when I move out the crib, I still don't like you. Yes, there's times that, there's times where we were best friends, you would say. There was things that we did that we wouldn't with that. There's things that we did that if it wasn't for that snitch, we still wouldn't have got caught for.
Yes,
and
sir.
You still whack for snitching on us. You whack for that. You dumb whack for that. You whack for everything you ever did. Anyway.
Yes, indeed.
All that stuff. I still didn't really like you, right? I get out the crib, realize that I need a little something different. You know what I'm saying? I didn't like the person that I was. I liked my talents, I liked my gifts and my attributes, but I just didn't like the type of person that I was. I felt like I thrived and I enjoyed others not having, you know what I'm saying? I was that dude that was, always one of the better joners. we at it. Like, I just didn't like who I was.
Gotcha.
You know, the I can't go into too much because I didn't run the disclosure. But the things that was being done that even had you having to answer some things on my behalf. You know what I'm saying? And so now all of a sudden I've realized a change and I start to change. Something that happened, just you found yourself in a spot where you're just like, hey, I need a lifeline. And I don't know even how you ended up walking in. Well, all I remember, man, is I had this. I had at the time my dream whip. I had a GMC Jimmy, brand spanking new. And I said, when I get this joint, I'm gonna keep the hatch open so the music can blast out. And so at this particular time, I'm no longer a secular rapper, and I'm now a gospel rapper. And I've taken a very popular song and redid it. And so you actually. Yeah.
I don't know this. I don't know none of this at the time.
Yeah.
I'm still vibing off of the tongue twist. I'm just like,
right.
Wait till you hear me now.
Right. So you get in the car, you know what I'm saying, and we just kind of talk about this overall situation. And I'm like, all right, boom, boom, boom. We can take care of that. That's not a problem. This is this. We good. And I'm like, listen to this. And so you start listening to the lyrics and you like, I want to do that. You know what I'm saying? So
you got to preference it though, because that was, people don't know, that's one of the 30 for 30 moments, real talk.
Exactly.
That time in the whip, it wasn't just grown man and me on the music. The conversation that came before that is, hey, you in this building with me? Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is what we doing here. You know what I'm saying? We're not finna ready to go in here. You're not finna make a fool of yourself up. Hey, you grown man, and I needed that conversation at that time. Yeah. So yeah, it came. I never forgot it. Go ahead, my bad.
Nah, you straight, because I don't even know. Just like a lot of times I be talking, man. I think because I talk so much, I talk so much and so often that I only remember probably about 30% of what I ever say. So sometimes when people come back and tell me something, I'll be watching it like a Netflix special. I'll be like, for real? I said what? I'll be like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, D, you really had a grown man talk? Wow.
Hey, real talk.
What makes that so crazy is to give you a grown man talk, but I never got that grown man talk. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying this to be, you know what I'm saying, any type of way to nobody.
Right.
I didn't get it where I went to. I would have got it where I came from, but I left. So, you know what I'm saying? There was no conversations, you know what I'm saying? And I know you could probably speak to that because when I came here, like you mentioned, you're searching for this father figure, even though he was there. But I remember when that reconnect, you know what I'm saying? Started to kind of establish. So what was that part like? Like how did your relationship with your dad, bro? How did that mold you as the dad that you are and the values that you have for your kids? Because I'm gonna keep it a beam, man. You show up. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you for that. I love you for that. When you don't come from that, tell people how can you possibly develop that?
Man, I'm gonna just say this. What people don't know is, like, for a long time it was me, my brother, and my sister, and I think even back then I was still trying to be Anchor, of trying to be Mr. Positive, right? Because back then, you talk about when we first came back here, 5-6 years old. We didn't see mom. Mom worked that good old double shift. We was sitting over babysitter house. Babysitter don't really know us, but trying to know us. So in my alone spaces, I drifted off in the backyard, looking out onto the sunsets. And I was, thinking about this dad and I made him out to be like this superhero. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what they say about your heroes. So I think when the reconnection of different things happened, it was really a matter of I had lived up into this point. I had saw what life looked like to this point. A lot of stuff that I probably shouldn't have seen. A lot of stuff I shouldn't have been exposed to. So now I'm like, I want to be taught something. You know what I'm saying? It could have been anything. I even injected myself, and I didn't realize that I was doing it. I put myself in the places to be taught. And the thing about it was, luckily, I had those experiences over the years because, and it wasn't necessarily, due to a father situation. It was just due disappointment, like period. You know what I'm saying? When you deal with a mom that worked 12 hours, you see a lot of your people's growing up around you with things that you just didn't get. And the only way you got is if you stole it or you got hand-me-downs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it was. So, fast forward, now,
and we got both.
Right.
and bump what anybody heard when Big Bro showed up, boy, we got both.
Yes, indeed.
We got both.
Yes, indeed. So with that situation, it was just like the what I was looking for, it was just kind of non-existent. And I didn't even fault, my dad for it. It was just a situation. Maybe he came from his background. And I think that was more of the what I was taught over throughout the years, because I did have an opportunity to see people who is just who they were. It was just their DNA. It was just their makeup. So, you come to accept it for that. But, moving, from up out of that situation, it was just like, I still want to be taught something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know this out here on my own. It was a situation where I'm just like, man, who can show me anything? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And to that particular point, now I'm a dad. So I'm just like, you know what? Nah, I knew what I did not want to do. Mm-hmm. And what was crazy was another 30 for 30 moment. Anytime I second guessed myself, or anytime I had a thought to myself, like, maybe I'm moving, because I was still an immature dad early on. But then when it came full circle, life started, spitting, hitting you real life. Mm-hmm. I was looking at you. I was looking at you raising a daughter that was not your own. And I'm like, hey, anybody step to my niece, any sideways, I saw how you responded. And I'm just like, you know what, he mine. I'm gonna raise him to know, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna raise him to know, like, hey, I may not have a lot to give, and we might not have came from a whole lot, but what I do got, you gonna have, and that's better off than what I, what I was working with. So, and I just like that. That was the seed.
Yeah, and it carried on, man, and shout out, what I'm saying, to your lineage, and the oldest, and you know what I'm saying, a grandpop now, you know what I'm saying, which is a beautiful thing. And just real quick, man, because I don't want to give too much in this short segment. So real quick, man, I almost want to do like a fire round. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question. You can give me like the first 3-4 things that kind of come to your mind, man.
Sure.
Where are you in life?
Man, I am in the driver's seat. I'm in the driver's seat. I got my tools. I got everything that I need. All I got to do is turn the ignition.
What do you need to get you out of gear?
Move self out the way. Well, you know what? I think I'm past that stage. Real talk.
Okay.
I'm past that stage. I'm gonna say it's believing it. It's believing it. Like I'm stepping into this reality, and I'm lucky to have people that have been realizing it and seeing it and been in my ear telling me what it was, and it was my own fear, right?
Yeah.
So I'm having everyday conversations with fear, like, nah, you ain't getting me this day. You ain't getting me this day.
I like that. Love.
Man, I'm happy, man. Like, so love is the doorway.
I can tell you happy, man. I literally, I didn't even know you had these teeth on both sides, because I had never seen you be able to crack nothing that far back. But yeah, man, straight got shark. You
wow.
got them. I see all the teeth, brother. You got all 32, man, and that's a blessing.
Yeah,
So
man.
you happy? Talk to me about that.
Man, I just say because I'm still dealing in a situation, but I just say
Yeah.
this, you definitely want to. Life is short. Life
Yeah.
is short, man. Put yourself around people who put off the same energy that you put off, right?
Yeah.
And I've been blessed to have somebody who does that, man. Like loves the way that I love and loves back, and what I'm finding out about myself in that particular space is that like I'm a lover, bro. Like I'm a lover. Like I have to have that freedom, right, to love. And everything that comes from about it, regardless if it's the music, regardless if it's the tutelage of my son, like it all bursts from this space. And I'm happy to be in it, man. Like I had an opportunity to see what it looked like on the other side, and it's something I wish it for everybody. Like, right, put yourself and find somebody that you can do life with. And when I say you do life with, I'm talking about you can do life in your dirty draws with, and won't give you judgment and vice versa.
Yeah. And even I take that even a step further, because a lot of times people will want to go and just, like you said, find that, I want this life partner, but sometimes we do it way too early.
Yeah.
So, most of us, man, by the time we're like 18, 19, 20, we really have only had one for real relationship, and that was just some puppy love in high school. You know what I'm saying? You haven't really dated anybody. So now you 22, 23, only one real relationship. The first thing you want to do is get married. Yeah. So in the process, young ladies, young men, as y'all are looking for this forever partner, man, slow down. You know what I'm saying? Really take your time and not just be like, yo, this is somebody that I like.
Yeah.
Now this is somebody that I love. And as you think about how can we continue to further this relationship, because boom, we got a baby, what's the next step? And so just take your time so that your person that you pick is indeed your life partner, and you're not going through some things where you might be, whether it's legal, whether it's, emotional, you name it. Last thing.
Yeah.
We all have lost things, tangible, intangible, whether it was thoughts, ideas, time, people, places.
Yeah.
Things lost.
And I think of my daughter. And when I think about that, it affects everything. It affects every branch, every life, financial, physical, spiritual. And I'm at a good space even in dealing with her loss, but until recently, right? Until I got into this particular season, I always used to hear the phrase, the time can be redeemed, right? And I'm gonna be real, I ain't that sounds like Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I got a chance to see it firsthand, man. Like, and I used to, for a long time after she passed, I thought about the things lost, right? I thought about time lost. I thought, because I lost, when we lost her, there wasn't any daddy daughter dances. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no, and my daughter, our niece, your niece rather, she was born, with some disability. She was born with health issues. So
some challenges,
right. So for me, being who I am, being the firecracker of faith, all of the different things that was behind me, my thing was, I just always had the thought that I was going to see it. Like I was going to see her be healed of everything, right? And when it didn't happen the way that I thought it was going to happen, like time stands still for me.
Yeah.
Like I honestly can't tell you what happened from then to now, but I can tell you every thought, everything I thought I was missing, going through the circumstances that I'm in now with, with my ex-wife, a person would think, you're losing a relationship, you're losing a marriage, you're losing all these things. I go back to the memories that were captured in that, right? I thought about, I can go back to the things accomplished and how she got a chance to see those things accomplished. And now I can't even go back to that. I can't, I can't even walk back through that house to see those steps that she climbed up. So you can find yourself in a low spot, and you can find yourself asking a lot of questions. But I'm grateful. I speak firsthand. God redeems that time, and I'm thankful for you, because that was another 30 for 30 moment. I think the words that you had said to me were, "Who's to say that he didn't heal her? He just didn't do it on the side." Something along that line. And I was just like, it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Like, it wasn't what I wanted to hear in that moment, but I wanted to hear your voice. And it echoed because, like we said, we were always on. It's funny, right? Even when we were on our bad sides and we weren't talking, we still talk. Like it wasn't gonna be my brother wasn't breathing and I didn't know about it, and vice versa. So with that being said, even with the checkup, it maybe in a moment, because I was in emotions or feelings, it might have felt like a jab, but it echoed, right? So now I'm on the job and I'm like, okay, he right. You know what I'm saying? And it started processing, and then I thought about it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then obviously you get yourself to a better space, you get yourself out of a dark space, start listening to that word, and then somebody else said it. And I'm like, and who am I to stand in front of that healing if it could be given, but it's done a different way? Because I know that I'm going to be able to see that. And so then as soon as I took my eyes off of that situation, everything fell into place, right? Everything. I needed more of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny, like okay, big brother, he schooled me. He schooled me real quick. But at the same time, I'm looking around my circle. Ain't nobody else speaking real to me in the way like that. So then, hey, you vibe off of that and you get yourself to a good place. And I am happy to say, like, hey, in my situation, he has done just that. He redeemed the time. And I lost one daughter and gained daughters. Shout out to my daughter-in-law. Shout out to my grandbaby. Shout out to my baby. You know what I'm saying? So so I'm grateful.
Absolutely. And so with that, a perfect place to pull the plug.
Yeah.
We gonna get a little bit more. Y'all gonna see this 30 for 30. We got a lot more to talk about. But now y'all got a better understanding while I say this too shall pass. And I had to think of this boy. So Brandon, aka Psalms, I appreciate you. Much love. Thank you for being a guest.
Hold up. You gotta let me do this. You gotta let me do this, right? So people need to understand, hey, life be life, and it's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's my big brother, but at the same time, he the passion, he the fire behind what's coming next from your boy Psalms. I know y'all got a little snippet of what the 30 for 30 is, but you got to understand, 30 for 30 is bigger than it. It's the driving force behind this next project. It's conversations that I'm having with God and my brothers, conversations that I'm having with me and my son, and you all just get to be a part of it, and you get to hear some of the fire. And this has been brewing for 30 years, so I'm telling you, this is the best that it. Hey, this is the best version. If you know who I am, if you know what we do, this is the best version of what we do. So stay tuned. Life be life.
That we out, cause life gonna keep on lifing. In position of my brother and co-host Tony D. Yeah, and I'm your host D to the J, still in the building like I ain't never left.
Never left.
Back up on the scene, nah, I mean.
Sit where I'm sitting, sip what I'm sipping, spit what I'm spitting. Take a listen to what they kicking. It ain't a topic that's out there that's too specific. We gon' talk about it and they gon' listen. This here's a revolution for all I mentioned. This here's a Novocaine just to numb your system. Weekly doses issues, get your prescription. Life and fan, but we ain't missed it. Let's do since wings and rams, ass Mike and Pip. You got a topic, how to spit this. We gon' rip. It's Season 7 coming to you live. We up in this. Hey, Season 7, we up in this. Life gon' be life, okay. 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 Life gon' be life, okay.
We talking life. 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 We talking life.
Season 7, you